Okay. So I've been thinking again. Yes. So went to talk to my friend Delco, and just to kind of talk to him about like something's really off here. Like when I went to church, and I believe I went to church. I was Christian. I was not okay. So that's fine. Believe what you want to believe, right? Okay. But then COVID happened, and then my fear brought me back to the church. Not love, not no, fear was my motivation to go back to church, because fear of being left behind, fear of hell for eternity, fear just in general. Because I read Revelations, and again, fear scared the shit out of me. And now it's unfolding all right in front of me. So then, my fear, I started really thinking about stuff like when I was at church. And I'm like, okay, so we're eating Jesus's flesh and drinking his blood to remember the sacrifice that he gave us to forgive us of all sin. Wait a minute. Why would I want to eat Jesus's flesh and drink his blood? What the hell kind of church is this? So I went to a different church, and they replaced flesh and blood with bread and wine, which makes more sense, right? Well, that makes sense, because Jesus liked to party. He turned water into wine. Okay, makes sense. So I'm do-do-de-do at the church, right? All of a sudden it occurred to me. Why did he have to be sacrificed at all? What kind of God am I worshiping that wants human sacrifice? So I looked into it. I went down that rabbit hole, and I asked myself, before I went down this particular rabbit hole, I always kind of wondered, like, what the hell is it? Like, because before I woke up, I would say, like, yeah, I believe in God. And someone would be like, because you're afraid of hell. I guess. Well, what about all those priests diddling all those kids? And I watched a few movies about true stories about convents where, like back in the 50s, where they had these unwed mothers or teenage pregnancies, and so they took the babies away from the girls. They sent them to this convent with these nuns, and the nuns sexually abused them, stripped them down, abused them, like emotionally, physically, sexually. One of the girls that was abused, she just stopped eating. They wouldn't let her see her kid. And I'm thinking, this is people of Christ? These are people of God? And then I started looking at, like, well, I guess it was the 80s that there was a story about, there was a priest that was a pedophile, and then the bishops, they knew he was a pedophile, but instead of dealing with the fact that he's a pedophile. They just kept moving him from town to town, so we just do it all over again. And then you start thinking like, well, wait a minute. These people are saying that they believe in God, but they're not fearful of hell. You see what I mean? They're not fearful of going to hell for eternity. They know that God sees everything, knows everything. And yet there they are, diddling little boys. And then you really get looking into this rabbit hole. That's when I went into the rabbit hole. And it's like, the authorities don't want you to know 88 books that they removed from the Bible, which is now resurfacing, which is why the elites are shitting their fucking pants right now. They're shitting their pants as they have lost control. These books are out to the public. They are fucking shitting their pants right now. And these elites run deeper than you know. Look into the Vatican. Just Google the Vatican. And inside the Vatican, why is there a big snake face? There's like snake eyes on the Vatican. There are stained glass of two men standing there and one little boy on his knees sucking the bishop's cock. These people, these authorities that are doing this to our children are the exact same authorities that told you you can't go to the beach, but you can go to the liquor store. We'll let Walmart run up big, profits, but if you're a fucking little food truck guy or a restaurant, we're shutting you down. It's not about your health, never was. So what I'm saying, I'm not trying to tear apart anybody's belief systems. What I'm trying to show you is, why aren't you questioning the authorities? You need to start questioning the authorities, especially your Bible. You need to start questioning your Bible like I did. Why does my Bible tell me not to seek knowledge? It tells me knowledge is a sin. Well, that would make sense. You want me to stay ignorant. You want me staying on my knees. You don't want me to rise. You don't want me to be a fucking lion. You actually, the Bible actually calls you a fucking sheep. He says, Jesus is my shepherd. Fuck that noise. Fuck that noise right out the fucking window. I don't think so. Actually, the secret book of Thomas, the one that they didn't tell you about, that they wouldn't allow in the Bible, Jesus says there is no sin. You're a god. You're a god. There is no sin. And the Bible has to tell the truth. So, there's truths in there. Jesus healed somebody. You can do this and more. What's the and more? I'd like to know the and more, please. Hello? What's the and more? Genesis says, God made you in the image of Him, in the likeness of us. In the likeness of us. So, basically you're saying you made me like you? In the likeness of others? We're gods. They are shitting themselves silly. That's why you see all this crazy shit happening right now. Oh, the Bible also says we're going to be raptured out of here. Why do we need to escape if we're gods? No, actually, the rapture, we should have been raptured out of here long before the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast is the vaccine, I'm sorry to say. Sorry to tell you. Mark of